This is MRN Out Loud.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of MRN Out Loud. I'm Woody Cain. The Camping World Truck Series returns Friday night at Daytona. The Next Era Energy 250, Friday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on the Motor Racing Network. To get you all set, we're going to talk with Hunter Nemechek. You might remember he won 6 times in the Truck Series before moving up the ladder, eventually making it to the Cup Series. Now he's returning to drive one of Kyle Busch's trucks in the series. He'll be running for a championship. He'll tell us about meeting Kyle when he was a kid, and we'll talk about belly casting. You'll want to make sure you're here for that. MRN Out Loud is back after this.
The 2021 season takes the green for the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, on Sunday afternoon, February 14th. Reigning Cup Series champion Chase Elliott and the rest of the stars of NASCAR look to etch their names in NASCAR history.
Checkered flag is waving at the start-finish line. Who will get here first?
Hear bumper-to-bumper coverage of the Daytona 500, Sunday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern on the Motor Racing Network.
Hunter Nemechek is with us now. He drives the number 4 Toyota Tundras at Kyle Busch Motorsports. And I have to think about saying that because it sounds kind of strange, but really it's not all that strange because you have a little bit of a history with Kyle, right?
Yeah, I do. Being able to kind of grow up around Kyle and whatnot, and him be almost a mentor or an advisor that I could go to and ask questions. I mean, his first start, I think, in the Busch Series was with my dad at NASCAR Motorsports back in the day. So I've been around Kyle. I've gotten to know Kyle. I've raced against Kyle a lot through the late model ranks when he would come back and run, and then through the Truck Series and Xfinity Series as well. So kind of being able to have somewhat of a relationship there with Kyle definitely led to something like this for what we have right now. So I'm excited for this year.
Do you remember the first time that you ever met him, or is that kind of lost in the shuffle from so many years ago?
I don't remember the first time that I ever met him. We've talked about his first race at Watkins Glen a couple times with Dad and the NASCAR Motorsports machine, and he has some pretty good stories about that. So it's been a fun time talking about it, kind of figuring out where he raced and what he raced and kind of how he came up through the ranks, and still to this day, still being able to talk about short track racing and super late model racing and everything that we love to do.
Getting set to kick off the season Friday, the Camping World Truck Series returns, and you'll be at Daytona for a couple of weeks. But, man, this number 4 team, Kyle Busch Motorsports, is top-notch. You're going to be working with Eric Phillips, the winningest truck crew chief of all times. So is it like, oh, my gosh, I got a lot to live up to here? Or does this feel like, your favorite pair of jeans going back on?
I'm excited. I feel like I've wanted to kind of figure out how to get to the point of being at a top tier team that I can win races at. Knowing someone or being somewhere that I know that I have the capability and I have everything that I need and all the tools and resources to be able to win races. And I've had that with a couple in the past, but I feel like most of my career has kind of been the underfunded team or the team that has to work harder to get to the top in a sense. And I've loved doing that. I love all the experience that I've gained from doing that, and hopefully that can transition over. And working with Eric is going to be really, really good this year on the Toyota side with KBM. And I'm just excited to get the year kicked off. I'm tired of talking about it, Woody.
I bet you are, man. But, in spite of all you mentioned coming up the way you did, you still got 6 truck wins. You were able to overcome the sort of the David versus Goliath type thing and still get some victories. So now with all the resources behind you, you head to Daytona. And let's talk a little bit about super speedway racing in a truck, because with the restricted engines, even though they don't necessarily use the plates on the Cup side anymore, it's still all about momentum, which is what the Truck Series faces week after week. Tell me about racing on a super speedway in a truck and how it's similar or different.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I mean, the runs are pretty big. You have to be able to have somebody that you can push, and you can't make moves by yourself, that's for sure. So Daytona is going to be, I haven't been in a truck at a super speedway, I think in 2 years. So it's going to be a little adapting back to how the truck handles and kind of what you're looking for. And the suck up rate, I guess, is how you can say.
That's a technical term.
Yeah, yeah. So just trying to figure out that with our truck, and hopefully it'll draft really well. I mean, that's really all that matters. We do qualify, but where you start really doesn't matter. That doesn't pay the bills. So just have to go out there and do our thing and stay out of trouble. I mean, it's not if there's a big one, it's when there's a big one, I feel like, especially in the truck series. So just have to keep our nose clean and be there at the end of the night, and should have a shot to win it.
And you stay there and then run some road course races. The schedule is pretty different this year on the truck side. You got 2 dirt races, Bristol and Knoxville, even more road course races. Does any of that give you more or less comfort, or are you just looking forward to a little bit of a shakeup in the same old, same old?
I'm just looking forward to a little bit of a shakeup. I think the dirt side is going to be fun. I think Bristol on dirt is going to be very interesting. Knoxville will be something new as well. I don't feel like it'll race like Eldora or Bristol. So I definitely feel like that's going to be a whole different deal as well. So who knows how it's all going to shake up. I like road course racing. I think as you've seen, we've had some fun road course racing and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that, as well as all the ovals that we go to, and kind of just having a different schedule. It's going to be very surprising and very eye-opening this year, I feel like.
Yeah, got to be a lot of fun. Let's shift gears for a second, and I got to ask you this. I saw a picture, and I'd never seen this term before, so you're going to have to explain it and help me out here. Belly casting. What is it, and what's going on with that? What in the world?
Yeah, so Taylor is 33 weeks pregnant right now. So we are expecting our little girl here coming up pretty soon. So we found this like casting in a sense. So you know how like you can cast or have a cast around your arm or whatever it may be. Well, to kind of save the belly bump in a sense, we did a cast around her stomach and whatnot to kind of save that shape. And I think I'm going to have Greg and everyone at Off Axis throw some details on it with our little girl's name and everything else to kind of make it a special piece for us to be able to keep for a long time.
That's fantastic. Now, was it her idea and she had to talk you into it, or vice versa, or is it a mutual deal?
It was vice versa. I thought it was going to be a really cool idea. I think afterwards she recommended it, but at the same time they gave you kind of like a jelly-like substance so that the casting wouldn't stick. Well, I didn't put enough of that on, so she got a full body wax as well. So she doesn't recommend it from that standpoint, but as far as the memories, for sure.
And that's going to be held against you at some point down the road. You can bet on that.
Already has.
Fantastic. Well, now I saw you guys had some fun with the playoffs and the NFL side. I know she's a big Packers fan, a little bit of a disappointment there, but it sounds like you were having more fun watching her than watching the games.
I was. She definitely gets into it. That is for sure. She was having fun with it, and there were times where the game was more interesting, but there were quite a few more times where I feel like she was more interesting than the game. So overall, it was a really good experience. I needed to get some ice cream or something to be able to calm her down. I'm not sure exactly what I needed, but since she can't drink right now, I was trying to look for another way to kind of get her to chill out.
A peace offering is not necessarily a bad idea at this point. Absolutely. Hey, I saw something else cool that you're kind of supporting. I don't know if it's in an official capacity or not, but the St. Jude's Valentine's card thing. Tell folks about that.
Yeah, so there's a way for you to go online in St. Jude's. You can create a free Valentine's Day card for kids that are in need or are in the hospital and getting care right now. And why not be able to take 30 seconds out of your day to make a kid's life? I mean, from myself as a kid growing up, and Taylor as well, I mean, that's something that we stand behind. Kids are everything, and we want to help as much as we can and give back to the community as much as we can. So being able to kind of recognize that, and we aren't working with them in any official way. It's just something out of the kindness of our heart that we want to kind of spread the word and help make a kid's day, help make them smile.
let's finish up with a little bit of racing. I saw a quote the other day where Kyle Busch said he felt like KBM needed a Matt Crafton type of guy. Dude, that's pretty high praise when he's talking about you as a three-time champ, Matt Crafton, comparing you to him. With everything you've got going in your favor right now with this team and this organization, obviously nobody knows what the future holds, and there's a lot more to it than that. But can you be that guy?
I sure hope so. I hope that I can be that guy and go out and win races and kind of have that championship mentality to be able to go out there and strive and do everything that we need to do at KBM. I feel really confident in the team. I feel really confident in the equipment. So we just have to go out and execute. Kyle and everyone at Toyota has kind of given me everything that I've asked for and wanted. And hopefully we can continue to go in that direction to be successful as a team. But to be compared to Matt Crafton, I mean, I like to joke around with Matt and whatnot, but to kind of be compared to him as a three-time champion and just having wins and consistency and everything else. And I feel like Kyle was more comparing to the experience side, and it's kind of crazy at 23, you're the one that is experienced in this whole deal. So I'm hoping that experience pays off this year and being able to kind of bring some of the knowledge from my truck days, Xfinity days, and Cup days from last year into the Truck Series this year, especially with no practice. And hopefully a lot of that information and knowledge can transfer over with myself and Eric.
Who's helping you out? I see your mobile shirt. I saw a picture of you with a mobile driver suit. I saw Fire Alarm Services is going to be back with you. That's a long time relationship that you guys have developed, and it's pretty special because they're rarer and rarer in the sport these days.
They definitely are. We have quite a few partners that have come back this year from my past, but the two that are open right now are definitely Mobile One and Fire Alarm Services. There's going to be some more that are announced at a later date, but I can't say thank you enough to Fire Alarm Services and Shannon and Connie for believing in me for so many years. I mean, they were back with me when I was in the Truck Series at NIMCO Motorsports, and they've been all the way to the Cup Series and now back to the Truck Series with me. And I feel like they want to win as much as I do. They want to get back to victory lane, and our hashtag is #HereForWin. So hopefully we can get them in victory lane starting this weekend at Daytona. They're going to do 4 races this year, so they'll be on our truck, and I think they're on our truck for the finale in Phoenix as well. So hopefully we can bring them home a championship trophy. It would be very special for not only us but for them as well to kind of see all the hard work and all of the sponsorship dollars that they've spent on me kind of pay off.
Last thing, when this deal was announced, you were asked if you were open to doing some other things. The truck schedule, obviously shorter than the Cup schedule that you've gotten or just come off of. So what kinds of other things are you going to do to fill out your time? I know you're not a sit around kind of guy.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like with our little girl coming into the world, that's going to take quite a bit of time. But as far as other things, we'll have some announcements coming soon of some different types of racing that I'm going to get myself into this year, as long as old Kyle approves of it. So hopefully we can get him to approve of it, and we can go from there and try and get some more wins and some different things.
I wasn't even thinking baby, Matt, dude. You're going to be father of the year right there. That's important after the belly casting thing. You got that going for you. John Hunter Nemechek, thanks for your time. Good luck at Daytona and through the season.
Thank you, Woody.
Check out MRN.com for a podcast series called The Tough Trucks of NASCAR. 25 years and still trucking. We'll take you back to some great races.
Skinner wins it by 2/100ths of a second.
Some wild moments.
Kyle Busch, he's top shelf digging up top. Bodine spins it.
We just bumped heads, and one of those things that ended up being a rivalry.
And the stories that go with them.
Ron Hornaday Jr. truly is a character.
Download the shows for free on iTunes and at MRN.com.
Well, that's all the time we've got on this edition of MRN Out Loud. We want to thank John Hunter Nemechek, the new driver at Kyle Busch Motorsports, for joining us on the program. Don't forget, Camping World Truck Series season debut, the NextEra Energy 250, Friday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Catch it live on the Motor Racing Network. Until we see you right back here next week, I'm Woody Cain saying goodbye, everyone.